This is Winter from the Web of Life system. I would like to talk about three things today. The first being dissociation, the second being depersonalization, and the third being derealization as it relates to individuals with DID and as I have personally experienced it. Again, I will be giving examples of my own personal experience, and I am not a doctor. I am just sharing with the community what I've experienced with these things. So, dissociation, I wrote down some things about it. It is a disconnect between a person's thoughts, memories, feelings, actions, or a sense of who they are. Definitely when I'm dissociating, I don't have thoughts, really. My mind is empty. I can't access memories. I have a hard time moving. I feel pretty much just kind of like I'm in like a stasis, a holding pattern, mentally. So when I dissociate, also a lot of times there's depersonalization that goes along with that, and my entire body will feel like it's numb. I can try to touch my face and it's either tingly or numb. My arms, I feel like they're not my arms. It's kind of like the sensation when you have a limb that goes to sleep on you and then you go to touch it and you're like, that's my leg, but it doesn't feel like my leg. Well, that happens to my entire body. And I feel like when I'm depersonalizing that I'm standing back here looking through someone else's eyes, and every single time that happens to me, my right eye goes blind. Like I'm not processing what's going on through my right eye. So it's just an interesting thing that I've noticed. Derealization is the experience that the exterior world outside of yourself is not real. I've had moments where something will click in my head, or it kind of feels like one of those videos where the camera falls on its side and everything looks weird and distorted. I have had instances where not only does the environment not feel real, the environment that I've lived in for forever feels like a fake environment. I don't recognize the people that I live with either. I struggle with, who's this stranger? I'm trying to act normal. I'm trying to just kind of play along like a script, like I'm an actor that's been dropped down in the middle of a movie and I don't know the plot. I don't know who the good guys are. I don't know who the bad guys are. And I don't know who the person in the bed next to me is. So I just kind of shut down until, eventually it will pass. But these are very vivid, disturbing, difficult things to deal with. They can be caused by being triggered. I realized this past week with everything that went on with my system and the people that I live with the movie thing, I literally lost 6 days somehow. My best friend messaged me, is like, I'm worried about you. I haven't heard from you in 6 days. And I thought it had been a day. Like, I lost 6 days and I don't know what I was doing or what was going on. There's times I'll be sitting somewhere and then I'll notice like it's 3 days later and I'm still sitting in the same spot and I have no idea what I've been doing or not doing. So, you tend to lose time during these periods as well. And it seems like the more that, I'm sorry, I'm so shaky, that I get to know the other members of our system, those, what they call amnesia barriers between the identities start to come down so that you see each other and you can interact with each other. And it makes it a little less of all that going on. Now, usually the dissociative symptoms, usually it's Griffin is the one that's out when those things are happening. He's the one that usually comes out and takes control when we're dissociating. And usually now that's triggered by stress. It doesn't just happen randomly like it was happening before we knew we were a system. and we're able to communicate with each other. But a friend of mine online, actually, we were discussing this, and so she gave me the great idea of thinking, hey, I could talk about this from the perspective of someone with DID. So, I wanted to thank her and for giving me a great idea for a video, because, I could use all the help I can get. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later.